in the workforce,
Mhm.
have you ever had to decline or do certain things based on the workforce practices that goes against like your culture or your faith? I should say not culture, but faith.
Yeah, I
Um,
would say like easiest example I can think of is like, so I remember for like this new hire event thing, they it's kind of funny. They kind of brought they had like a bunch of like bar carts. Like they had like a transportable bar. They
oh
brought
yeah,
they brought like
that's a tech
kegs
thing. Yeah, they.
in the break room. Everybody was having a good old time, and everybody was like, "Oh,
I'm
how
sorry, guys.
oh you're." It was like, "Oh, come to the break room,
Yeah,
whatever." And I was just like, "No, I'm good. Let me finish my pull request." And they was like, "Oh, you sure? Like we're having a good time." I was
that's
like,
my
"No, I'm
PR.
good." Guys, I'm really yeah,
Yeah,
no. And people know like, anybody who's willing to ask, right? I'm always, ready to answer any questions that anybody has about my faith. Like,
yeah,
I've had people ask me multiple questions, especially when it's Ramadan. They ask me, "Oh, why can't you eat this? Why can't you drink this?" And I'm never opposed to answering it. It's just like a matter of like you have your values and you kind of stick by them, right? Or like certain company functions, it's just kind of like I don't know. I'm gonna be honest. Being around drunk people is not the most fun thing if you're
yeah.
not one of them,
Right.
right? So
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
it's like you just don't want to be in situations where you kind of don't need to be in,
yeah,
right?
yeah,
So for me, it's just a matter of like having my values and sticking by them.
yeah,
And that's not to say that like, of course, if somebody always offers an alternative, which if you're lucky, you have a cool team,
right,
people do things and obviously they don't have got to move mountains,
right,
but at the same time, you come to a place of understanding and compromise.
yeah,
So like everybody can have a good time.
right,
Um but at the same time, I'm thankful to be in a place now, or to be in a place in my faith where, you know, I can say, this is what it is. I'm not willing to budge on that. You
yeah,
know what I mean?
yeah,
And, it's not easy, right? Because obviously, one of the things of being in, especially in a corporate space, is that you're just trying to fit in.
right,
You got to be a part of the group, visibility and all, and whatever,
yeah,
whatnot. But I'm grateful to say that I was able to gain that visibility, gain that respect, and gain that camaraderie with my peers without necessarily having to, well, without having to compromise on,
yeah,
on my beliefs. And, I'm grateful for that because, like I said, I'm not here sitting like it's the easiest thing, like, oh, guys, if you don't, you're a clown.
yeah,
Everything's nuanced. There's a story behind everybody's thing, right?
right,
But, I think it's really important once you do kind of set that precedent and set that boundary.
yeah,
I mean, it gets easier from there because now people are like, okay, this is
right,
who she is. This is who he is. He's not doing that. That's fine.
yeah,
Let's find 9 times out of 10, people are going to find, they're going to try to find a way to make everybody happy.
right,
But I think you're never going to regret standing on your ground. What you're
right,
going to regret is like not standing on your ground and
yeah,
then you get played in your face anyways.
right,
And then you're like, well, I wish I didn't compromise now
yeah,
because I'm still here and it kind of sucks.
yeah,
So, I
yeah.
think it's important.
No, I mean that's really good points. I think the fact that you said your team one is thinking about inclusiveness, like, okay, how well doesn't do this because of XYZ reasons. Let's figure out alternatives.
Hmm.
That's very important. I've been in many companies that do that, and I love that when companies think
Hmm.
about each individual as part of the team, but then also from the aspect that you weren't offended that that's the culture, and
Hmm.
it's you just choose to abstain from it, and you knew more about yourself and what you represent, and kind of not compromising on that. So
Yeah, because we have to be honest, right? I mean, the truth is, like I know the culture that I grew up in. I know where the places I work. But that's why it's so important to advocate for yourself,
yep,
right?
yep,
That's the first thing. Like you got to stick up for yourself. You gotta lay your ground. Secondly, the point I want to make is like this is also why I'm building the platform I'm building because what about the next young Muslim girl who doesn't know how to navigate this?
right,
Now she got somebody, a podcast or episode to listen to, or somebody else to ask, like,
yeah,
hey, how do you navigate this?
right,
Because like I said, every situation is it's not the same,
yeah,
right? You got some teammates and some people who are pushier than
right,
others. You got some people who are more chill than others. So, you know, finding that balance, finding what's how to navigate this is super important. But at the end of the day, right? If it doesn't serve you, you bounce, right? Because nothing is worth, what doesn't work for you doesn't work for you, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
It's important to be somewhere that you can be yourself to your best work self, anyways, and then also get your work done. So
Hey, what up, fam? This is Saul Levy, host of Africans in Tech, where we're building bridges and shaping futures in tech. Just a quick reminder for those who've not yet subscribed to our YouTube channel, hit that subscribe button. You can catch all of our content, including our whiteboard sessions, where you'll find our full length videos on our channel. And hit that notification bell, fam. All right?